How's it going, guys? And welcome to today's review. We are going to be talking about Proto 2000, aka Lifelike trains today. So, what are Lifelike, aka Proto 2000? They are a quite inexpensive brand of locomotive carriages. They've been around quite a while now. This is the one for the packet for my SW900, which you'll see later in the video. And in my opinion, whilst they aren't the best, particularly in the detail department, they're actually pretty good for what they are. They're cheap. They're great for younger people just getting into the hobby. And most of the time they're reliable. So, let's go and have a look at what I've got set up on the layout today, and we will talk a bit more further about them. Alright, in front of you we have got two E9s, the HO Southern Pacific Daylight livery and the Union Pacific. And in the middle is an SW900. Now, the two HO locos are marketed under the Proto 2000 brand. The Union Pacific is under the Lifelike brand. Exact same company, just two different scales. What we like about these, they all have big, heavy flywheels. They all have very strong motors. This train, the Southern Pacific E9 has, it barely even feels, and it's 5 cars. As you can see, it's most of the way around the back end of the layout. On this E9, I'll just move the camera. On this E9, you can see it has a working Mars light. Not sure if the camera is picking it up all that well, but it flashes back and forth. Now, what we do have to say about Lifelike gear, it can be a little bit noisier on DC than other locomotives, but in the nature of exhibitions or even just on my home layout, I don't care about noise. It's more about reliability for me. So, we're going to set this one going, and we're going to have a look. Now, being a DC unit, there's no sound. Now this track's obviously on bare board, so it is a fair bit noisier. It's also quite a small room, so it echoes quite a lot. You can see the flicking back and forth of the Mars light. Yes, it's a good looking train. Not bad for a DC unit. At the moment, yeah, it's got no front coupler. I've got to fix that. To DCC this one, being that it is an older unit, I will have to hardwire a decoder in, but that's not too hard. There's plenty of space. Actually, what I'll do, I'll show you the flywheels. Alright, so I'm going to go to 0. As you can see and hear, it continued coasting to a stop. Alright, the next one, the SW900 little shunter on 2 cars. Middle line. It is, again, a very strong mechanism. It's geared a lot lower, it moves a lot slower than, but as I say, it's a shunter. It's designed to not be quick. Again, working headlights. Knuckle couplers as standard on this one instead of the Earthern hook that is on the E9. Finished in the nice black, silver and orange livery. And yeah, this is actually the first time I've run this loco, so let's have a look. Again, it's a DC loco. Smooth as silk. Now as it's coming around the back, yes, it's only on 2 cars. I could put the rest of that train on it and it still wouldn't even flinch at it. Once again, it's flywheel mechanism. And same as the E9, it is a hardwired coder for sound. And we'll show you the flywheels. A little bit quicker to stop, but it still stops pretty nicely. Doesn't stop on a dime, which is actually what we want on our layouts. Alright, moving on to the E9. This is under Lifelike. It is 8-wheel drive. Now what they mean by that is the front and rear axle of each bogie is powered. It is all-wheel pickup though. And unlike modern locomotives, this one's about 20 years old, whilst it's got blackened wheels, they're not chemically treated. It picks up perfectly every time. Again, it's a flywheel mechanism and it's a 5-pole motor. So we're going to set it running. Now bear in mind, this locomotive hasn't run in about 3 or 4 years. And she just took off smooth as silk. The little hitching you're going to probably see as she makes her way around the test track is actually poor track laying. We only hot glued the Kato Unitrack down, so it's not level in the slightest. Very dull headlight, but it still works. Normally I'd have this loco on the front of a set of heavyweight carriages. I just couldn't be stuff getting them out, really. Yeah, so we're going to set all 3 running now. All right. So as you can probably guess, we quite like Lifelike locos here. We find they always have pretty good strong mechanisms. And they always just seem to work all the time without complaint. Alright, as they continue to run around behind me, thank you very much for joining me. As you can probably guess, we like Lifelike locos here. We find them reliable, easy to maintain, easy to DCC. So, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Alex. Obviously, you're on the A&E Railway page. Check out our Patreon down below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.